Ireland is a highly attractive location to register a company, especially for international businesses looking to expand their EU presence. With a low corporation tax rate of just 12.5%, a strong economy and minimal bureaucracy, Ireland is one of the easiest locations for non-nationals to incorporate a company. However, non-residents should be aware of a few important requirements before beginning the process. Not to worry though, as I will be covering everything you need to know right here today. So let's get started. Your company directors are the people whom you have appointed to run and manage the company on your behalf. The number of required directors varies depending on the type of company you've registered. For example, an LTD is required to have a minimum of one director. However, no matter how many directors you have, it is required that at least one of these directors is a resident of the European Economic Area or EEA. If your company does not have an EEA resident director, you will need to require a Section 137 non-resident director bond, which covers you for a period of 2 years. It is important to note that this requirement is based on residency and not citizenship, meaning a director with an EEA passport who lives outside the EEA will still require a bond. Another requirement for Irish company directors is that they must provide their personal public service number (PPSN) or identified persons number (IPN) during the registration process. If any directors do not have one of these required identification numbers, Company Bureau can assist with the application process, so be sure to check out the link below to learn more. Each registered director must provide their full name, nationality, date of birth, address, occupation, PPS number of equivalent, and the name of any other companies in which they are a director. Next is the company secretary. All Irish companies are required to appoint a secretary who is responsible for ensuring that statutory obligations are met. If there are 2 directors, one can also act as secretary. If there is only one director and no person to act as secretary, the company can appoint a qualified professional body, such as Company Bureau, to fulfill this role. You will also need to identify at least one shareholder. The shareholders, such as yourself, are the owners of the company. Your shareholders will need to provide their full name, residential address, and the number of appointed shares during registration. Next, you will need to understand Irish company share structures. The authorised share capital is the maximum share capital a company can issue per its constitution. We recommend an authorised share capital of €100,000 divided into 100,000 shares of €1 each, although this is optional for an LTD company. Issued or paid up share capitals refer to the shares allotted and paid for by the shareholders. We suggest using 100 shares of €1 each, divided among shareholders based on ownership, such as a 50-50 or 90-10 split. Alternatively, one person or entity can hold all shares, forming a single member company. All Irish companies are legally required to have a registered office address within the Republic of Ireland. This must be an actual address and cannot be a PO box. This is the location where all CRO correspondence and formal legal notices related to your company will be sent. However, if you are not resident in Ireland, it is good to note that your trading address can be different from your registered office address. If your business lacks a physical presence in Ireland, you'll need to obtain an Irish address. For example, Company Bureau offer a registered office service, which is perfect for overseas businesses or for those who prefer to keep their residential addresses private. Both the Irish Banks and Revenue Commissioner expect companies to have some form of trade in Ireland. The business must demonstrate intent to trade with Irish-based customers or suppliers through contacts or invoices to proceed with acquiring a bank account or registering for tax. All Irish companies are required to have a corporate bank account separate from their personal accounts. A high street bank such as AIB or Bank of Ireland is the most common choice for Irish businesses. However, Irish banks require a physical meeting between one of the company directors and the bank, where they'll look for evidence of on-the-ground business in Ireland, which can be difficult for international companies with no physical presence in Ireland. There is also the option to set up an account with an online bank, also known as neobanks, using an underwritten financial service provider. These banks have no physical location and do not have any branches you can visit in person. These types of accounts can be limited in the services they offer and cannot take cash or cheque payments, and may not offer overdraft, direct debit or loan facilities. In some cases, a corporate bank account could be located in another European jurisdiction, but it is also best to ask an expert to see if you qualify before you do so. Irish companies are required to register for corporation tax within 28 days of trading. However, if this is a holding company or a dormant company that will not be trading right away, the Revenue Commissioners must be notified as to why the company has not registered. It is important to note that the Revenue Commissioners require Irish companies to have a physical presence in Ireland in order to register for VAT successfully. In this case, a registered office address would not be sufficient, but a company may be able to show physical presence by renting office or desk space in Ireland. Alternatively, a company may be able to satisfy the requirement by proving a continuous economic link in the state, such as invoices with Irish customers and suppliers. Ready to make Ireland the home of your new venture? Our team of formation experts will be more than happy to answer any questions you have and help your company get registered. Contact our professionals on the Company Bureau website at www.companyformations.ie. Start your future now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to see more content like this from us in the future. We hope to hear from you soon, and bye for now.